Fucking clown show, and everybody's gonna get blown up by these goddamn
brainwash radio, the latest news skull reforming.
Down the rabbit hole and stick it up the slave's ass.
They might be shape-shifting right before you open the door.
I was very, very naive about what a viper's den Ukraine is. What an absolute, talk about a level of corruption that I
as the EEG machine turned on you, throw a digital demon into your food. This is how they alter the DNA.
I remember it all. I never said that I was sad. I remember it all. I miss the things we had. I remember it all. I never said that I was.
I think the United States was genuinely better. You had Henry Kissinger type figures running things.
Evil backroom Yale skull and bones people. But if you think about it, those people did have
They had a sense of working for themselves and not just being in someone else's self-interest. At least not entirely, not totally compromised like what you see now by different governments and world leaders, you get the idea. George Bush wasn't on Epstein Island, and nor was Dick Cheney. You never find someone like Henry Kissinger there, because Henry Kissinger, as much as people will hate me for this, he was America first. He was all about that real politique. If I was humanities or history teacher for inner city youth in high school, and we were going through 20th century, and we had to learn about Henry Kissinger, realpolitik, trying to get these kids to listen. I want them to succeed. They're going to become a doctor. They're going to teach history like me. I would break it down for them in a way they could understand. This Henry Kissinger. Y'all hear about realpolitik? It's all about that real. It's all about that real politics. That's how I break it down, and then they'd understand, and they'd get that question right on the test, and they would, pass and go to state-funded school from grants from, liberal states or whatever. I don't know.
You know, things from on top. I saw threes come out in constant waves. I read every comment on my videos and I obsess over it all day, and it ruins my day when someone leaves a comment I don't like.
But no, there was a comment. I do read the comments, but I don't usually give much thought to them. Someone said pro-Russian, which is very funny, all things considered, but it made me think that because I negatively talked about Laura Loomer visiting Kyiv, and how if Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens weren't visiting the ideological enemy, which is Russia, then Laura Loomer would never come here, and but that's true. People got mad at me because I'm not supporting just propaganda or whatever. Maybe she has changed her mind. She's just been here, whatever. That's good. Laura Loomer still. I saw that she got a genealogy test. She got some sort of DNA genealogy result back, and it said she's part Ukrainian. If I was a Ukrainian girl, your Eastern European women are known for having big Botox lips and face, and if someone told me Laura Loomer was part Ukrainian, I'd be offended. If I was a Ukrainian girl, that would make me mad. People don't think that hard about these things, so they just think it's what a great, how that's so great, and Donald Trump is reposting her visits to Kyiv, and this is all a planned stunt to get back at the people who don't like him anymore, the retards that still support Russia and used to like Trump. like Tucker Carlson and Candace. Not that I vote. I think voting is for suckers. So I didn't vote, so I don't care. Because nothing ever happens. Nothing ever matters. Things happen, but nothing ever matters. That's the point. You should, whenever you see something happen, things happen all the time, but does it even matter? That's what you should be asking yourself instead of, did anything happen? Yes, you're just too lazy to think about it. Kind of schizo rambling again. When it comes to pro-Russian people, you got like Tim Pool, but since that media company was brought down by DOJ, FBI, like fucking 3 years ago now he's switching sides all of a sudden back to Ukraine because war rumors here. Because these people have to attach themselves to something, and they know they're not popular enough to go do what Tucker or Candace is doing, which is manipulating the other side of retards to get them to back, Russia instead of Israel or whatever.
The famous Tucker, betray your own nation. Okay, you hate Jews. Okay, it's nothing new. But your own nation? You betray your own nation for what? For the money?
Two Russian nationals for supporting Russia. Running a $10 million scheme.
Do you believe in the conspiracy theory that Tim Pool was paid to promote Russian propaganda?
I don't believe that conspiracy theory.
You don't believe in it?
No, I don't believe in it.
How does that work?
That I don't believe in it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a story that parents make up to scare kids.
It didn't scare me. It was just like a story like, yeah, I went to the store yesterday and I grabbed a bag of milk. You said that Ukraine is the enemy of the people.
I did. The enemy of the United States.
Okay, and then let me ask you this. I saw that list came out where it said the different subscriber counts per person who were paid to promote Russian propaganda. And one of them was, dug up a little bit, and it was your channel.
Yeah, in the indictments, the U.S. government alleged that RT, Russian State Media, had funneled money to a Tennessee company called Tenet. Right. And the company Tenet was licensing shows from a series of individuals in the United States that had typically right-wing.
I wonder if Candice and all the other puppets, what they will have to say now when the CIA opened an investigation against him and arrested him, I guess for investigation. What would they have to say?
It's my cat. Ryan O'Leary gave me this cat, I'm not joking. We were at a wedding, we were drunk as fuck. What I wanted to talk about was basic training in Ukraine. And for a lot of people, they think it's kind of like the US Army, but it's just expedited because it's war. And for maybe if you're in SSO or you're trying for some special GUR unit, or you are, going to some place where the physical requirements are more demanding. But if you're going to just some line brigade, which most foreigners do, it's usually just, it's usually hell. It's not that bad. For the DSHV, it's 199th training camp. Apparently there's no foreigners there. That's what the general of the air assault forces said, that there's no foreigners in the DSHV, which is, you know what? Fine, it's true. But even if things aren't demanding, not everyone can come into DSHV. It's still a very rigorous line brigade. They don't just take any Colombian or Brazilian off the street. It's not like they're accepting massive amounts of Colombians and Brazilians in the airport. It would be a lot funnier if someone was here. We could talk more candidly instead of me looking at a screen. But, sometimes that's just the way things go. I started an article talking about basic training in Ukraine. I never finished it though, because no one would read it and no one would care. And it's probably more entertaining to put it in video anyways, because I was allowed to shoot some video there. So that was fun, never getting sleep and not getting much food, not getting much Not getting water was a big deal. There were a few days we had to ration water, and I'm sure there were times when the guys you're with in the tent are stealing your water supply because they needed to make tea and coffee instead of rationing it to a half a liter a day while you're going on walks. Because you don't really run. There's not much running involved unless it's an exercise, and even then, half these guys just don't run. But I think you should be able to run no matter what when you come anyways. It's always good to be physically fit. The ruck marches are where it's at. The collectivized weapons, which sounds very Soviet, it probably is, but there's something called a collectivized weapon system when you're in basic training, where every week, or no, it's every 2 or 4 days, I can't remember, sometimes it's different. They'll give you a rule, but everything's arbitrary, where for a certain amount of days you have to carry it's not a dishka. It's a big fucking heavy machine gun. I think it's from the Czech communist bloc. I can't remember, but it's either that or whatever they pull out of storage. And I shit you not, someone got a MG42 from 1940 something. They literally pulled out like a Nazi stock weapon for someone else's tent so they could pass it around carrying the heavy machine gun for a few days. By the way, each man gets to carry a weapon. It's supposed to rotate in a way where every man in the tent carries the weapon at least, for a few days. That way everyone can learn and get accustomed to it. And the machine gun, the RPG, the stretcher, those aren't the worst things in the world. In fact, they're not that bad. The worst part is the mine, the TM62, which in real life, I remember holding one in Dobrogillia.
Not armed, of course. I'm safe. Trust me.
I'm safe out here. I have a cat. I have a family to look after. The worst thing to carry was that mine. Some people got a mine that was just devoid of anything inside, like they just cut all the explosive out and made it inert. Some people just got a plastic mine, like it was a TM62, but it was just plastic. It had nothing in it. Ours was filled with lead or something. It was the heaviest thing. It was heavier than a machine gun. You had to carry it in like holding onto it because it had a strap which broke halfway while I was carrying it. That was great. So I decided to put it in my backpack, and it was so heavy I decided to lose. I could, just for the few days, the 4 days I was carrying it, I decided I could ditch my back plate because, they're not gonna check. Who's gonna check? They're the guys that make $500 a month or less, having to stay, teach all these people that are mobilized? No, which that's really funny. You're a foreigner in a camp, 90% are caught by the Tessica, and they don't want to be there. And even if they wanted to come to the army, they're going to switch, they're going to do whatever they can to transfer out of DSHV. Okay, take 2, the camera kept overheating, but I've turned on the AC. I have one of the only air conditioners in the entirety of Ukraine. The AC, so hopefully the camera running for more than 2 minutes. It's like a Christopher Nolan production. But I want you to imagine you get a letter in the mail, or you just get ripped off the street because you avoided the letter in the mail, and they say you have to come to this camp, there's barbed wire, there's guards, you have to stay there for 60 days, it sucks. You get rationed water, the food is, I'll talk about the food later, you're sleep deprived, blah blah blah, it's bad. But in a way it's good because it conditions you, at least you get a taste of what it's like sleeping in a blindage, having to ration food, water, and ruck, 10 clicks to position with a bunch of fucking gear on you. But imagine you're a guy that gets picked off the street from a normal happy life, you get put into there, and in the middle of this internment camp situation, there's 3 Americans with smiles on their faces.
Hi sir! Hi sir! I'm ready to fight
instructors are asking how much the government pays us to be here. I'm not joking. I'm convinced, like 5 like real people with ranks there, like lieutenant somethings, that we were CIA and we were getting paid like 5 or 10 grand a month to just like observe. It was a good time. I like getting pneumonia and getting put in the hospital for 20 days. The hospital I was sent to, literally like a Resident Evil hospital. There were people coming up in horse and carriage for like a broken bone that they got in their farm. And I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating, I'm not being facetious. There were people, like real village people, like this hospital barely had running water. But basic is like supposed to be 50 something days. Usually people sit in there for a few more days because they have to wait to accumulate everybody and dismiss everybody at the same time. It's a whole game. Getting back to my topic about collectivized weapons, they gave us this mine, and I hated the mine more than anything. So I'm carrying this mine. Sometimes my friends would help, and they'd carry it for like half a rock for me, just because this mine sucked.
And I'm a tiny little guy.
I took out my back plate, and I just stuffed it with some socks, and then I took out everything out of my like big ruck backpack, the combat backpack, whatever the fuck it's called, and I put the mine in there. So I didn't have any food or water while we were doing any exercises, and I just imagined we were gonna ruck someplace for a day, and they would have us run around. And unfortunately it was a shooting day, and it was a day where you had to lie on the ground, and someone would come above you, and they would shoot right at your head and right at your back, like to the side, like a few inches from it. But I didn't have a backplate in, and they made me take off the backpack with the mine in it. So all I had was socks protecting me. This guy got PTSD'd out and would shoot me in the back. and the front plate would probably have it bounce back into me and make me Swiss cheese. So that was fun. That was a great time, though, and that taught me a valuable lesson to always keep your armor on, even in a training camp somewhere in Western Ukraine. Everyone starts somewhere. Overall, it was a good experience. It was 10 out of 10. Would do it again, but no, everyone starts somewhere. I think it's good to get a little bit of a sense of, shitting in a hole and wondering if the rotting wooden planks are gonna cave in, you're gonna fall into a pile of shit. And I do mean that. I'm not being snarky or trying to be ironic or something. I do mean you should understand, even if it's just 50 days or something, to live. You should understand what it's like to live in shit. Not actual shit, but you know what I mean. Miserable conditions. You should know these things, because one day, the world will be Soylent Green, just with more. It will come to that, so you need to learn these things now.